that a new globalism is underway, a new empire whose expansion threatens national sovereignties, is something no one in Brazil doubts. All our political, intellectual, and military leaders claim to be aware and alert on this point. But when we ask where the danger is coming from, the answers prove we're talking to sleepwalkers and remote-controlled minds, ready to be used as instruments by the very enemy they claim to fight. They don't even know, for instance, what the empire is doing, with discreet and astonishing ease, against a country far stronger than Brazil, Great Britain. Great Britain, as an independent nation, is on the verge of extinction. In the coming days, Tony Blair is set to formally approve the new Constitution of the European Union, which creates the United States of Europe and transfers decision-making power from the government in London to the empire's headquarters in Brussels. Power over budget, trade, transportation, national defense, foreign relations, immigration, justice, and human rights, reducing Parliament to the status of a local subordinate assembly. Some say Blair should submit the matter to a referendum, but he refuses. He argues that the issue is too complex for the people to judge. This is how coups are carried out nowadays, through magic tricks incomprehensible to the masses. A survey by the Sun newspaper revealed that, in fact, 84% of British voters were unaware of the imminent transfer of sovereignty. But on this side of the ocean, the ignorance runs even deeper. Here, even the elites are oblivious to the new international landscape. They imagine that neo-globalism is just an extension of good old Yankee imperialism, and inflated with anti-Americanism, they prepare to battle the Marines in the Amazon jungle. The emerging global government taking shape before our eyes is not American. It is an alliance of the old European powers with the Islamic Revolution and the worldwide leftist movement. Its command centers are the international organizations, and the only force resisting the most ambitious imperial formula the world has ever seen is American nationalism. The global governance plans have been publicly laid out since 1995 in the document Our Global Neighborhood, published by a Commission on Global Governance, which openly advocates the subordination of national sovereignty to democratic transnationalism. These plans include 1. A global tax. 2. A world army under the command of the UN Secretary-General. 3. Uniform legislation on human rights, immigration, firearms, drugs, etc., predictably including a ban on cigarettes and the legalization of marijuana. 4. An international criminal court with jurisdiction over all national governments. 5. A world assembly elected by direct vote, superseding all nation-states. 6. A cultural penal code punishing national cultures that fail to conform to politically correct planetary uniformity. This is the global police state, the total liquidation of national sovereignties. And these are not mere plans. With the formation of the United States of Europe, all this comes into effect instantly across the old continent, overnight, without popular consultation, without debate, without opposition, announcing, within a very short time frame, the global rollout of the same measures via the same hypnotic transition method. England, once seemingly resistant, has given in. It's now clear that Blair's support for the US in Iraq was only meant to soften the blow of the betrayal that would follow. There is only one country where this issue is openly discussed, and where public opinion overwhelmingly rejects the global governance agenda: the United States. The war between the US and the world government has already begun. If American sovereignty falls, all others will fall with it. And Brazil, foolish as ever, believes it's defending its own sovereignty by bracing itself against the US while eagerly opening itself to the explicit detonators of all sovereignty. One reason for this tragic mistake is pure, unadulterated ignorance. But active disinformation plays a role too. One of its countless sources is Mr. Lyndon LaRouche, who poses as an anti-globalist hero while selling anti-American recipes to the third world, and is widely read in Brazil. In a recent pamphlet, he went so far as to link Bush's foreign policy to the world government plans outlined by Herbert George Wells in his 1928 book, The Open Conspiracy. This is a total inversion of reality. Wells' ideas germinated within London's Fabian Society, a socialist organization under Soviet Foreign Office guidance, and they are the direct origin of the UN's global governance agenda, which George W. Bush's foreign policy directly opposed. Legends and lies about the Amazon also contribute to deceiving the public, creating the illusion that we must defend the region from American ambitions. But anyone who investigates foreign presence in the Amazon will find it is overwhelmingly made up of European NGOs. There are a few American ones, yes, but they are the same groups that fund the pacifist anti-Bush campaigns, international leftism, and, ultimately, terrorism. Ignorant and half-mad, we see reality in reverse, beg the criminal for help, and place our nationalist feelings at the service of global neo-imperialism, which will subjugate and humiliate us to a degree that not even all the American imperialists combined ever dared to dream. The Project for the New American Century, by William Crystal, barely outlined and instantly bombarded by the Brazilian media as proof of the Bush administration's expansionist aims, is merely a belated and partial proposal for a possible reaction against an imperialist scheme already established in Europe and in the process of spreading to the rest of the planet. The war for world domination has already begun, and Brazil has already picked the wrong side.